Spanish colonial art period introduced formal painting, sculpture, and architecture, which was inspired by the Byzantine, Gothic, Baroque, and Rococo art styles. When the Spaniards arrived in the Philippines in 1521, the colonizers used art as a tool to propagate the Catholic faith through beautiful images to explain the concepts behind Catholicism, to tell the stories of Christ's life and passion. Most art in this era are religious based. Byzantine painting style. Byzantine art is an artistic product of the Eastern Roman Byzantine Empire, as well as the nations and states that inherited culturally from the empire. These are more Christian-based art. One example of this is Langit Lupa at Impierno by Josef Luciano.
Baroque aesthetics. A period of artistic style that used exaggerated motion and clear, easily interpreted detail to produce drama, tension, exuberance, and grandeur in sculpture, painting, architecture, literature, dance, theater, and music. During the Spanish colonial period, Spanish missionaries arrived sharing not only their religion but also their architecture inspired from their native land. The Spaniards wished to create permanent, long-lasting churches as a testament to the power of God. The Baroque churches of the Philippines was constructed between 16th to 18th century and became UNESCO World Heritage. San Agustin Church, located in Intramuros, Manila, the oldest stone church in the Philippines. Santa Maria Church in Ilocos Sur, San Agustin Church in Pawa, Ilocos Norte, and the Miagao Church, or also known as the Santo Tomas de Villanueva Parish Church in Iloilo City, which is the Filipino interpretation of Cathedral Church, St. Mary in Murcia, Spain.
Rococo art originated in early 18th century Paris, is characterized by whimsical, curvy lines and elaborately decorative style of art, whose name derives from the French word rocaille, meaning rock work after the form of seashells. Gothic art is a style of art produced in Northern Europe from the Middle Ages up until the beginning of Renaissance. Typically rooted in religious devotion, it is especially known for the distinctive arch design of its churches, its stained glass, and its illuminated manuscripts.
Uprising of the Philippine artists. In the formation of the elite Filipino class, the Ilustrado paved way for the rich local to study abroad. In that case, a more academic and Western approach has been learned. Damian Domingo, father of the Filipino painting, first Filipino to paint his face, the first self-portrait in the Philippines. One of the known artists of the democratic art illustration type was Del Pia's watercolor painting that depict local costume.
Juan Luna y Novicio was a Filipino painter, sculptor, and a political activist of the Philippine Revolution during the late 19th century. He became one of the first recognized Philippine artists. Regarded for work done in the manner of European academies of his time, Luna painted literary and historical scenes, some with an underscore of political commentary. His allegorical works were inspired with classical balance and often showed figures and theatrical poses. Felix Resurrection Hidalgo is one of the greatest Filipino painters along with fellow painter Juan Luna in the 19th century. His work has a touch of romanticism and aesthetics of the neoclassicism.
Two Filipino art style developed during Spanish era. There are two Filipino art styles that were developed during the Spanish era. The first is the miniaturismo art style. This kind of art style pays attention to the embroidery and texture of the costume. The accessories in its details are the indicative of the one wearing it. The second one is the letras y figuras style. This art style focuses on the fusion of letters and figures in everyday activities amidst a common background. This art style is usually used in painting a pattern's full name.